Hey guys, today in this video we will learn how to do CRUD operation, that is create, read, update and delete in a full stack app. So as you can see, I have this very simple React app here and I'm just going to add something. So we are doing the first operation of CRUD, that is create. We are going to create something. So let's create something. Let's try to add this. As soon as I click add button, you can say create something is here. So it's gone created and we are reading it. So we have done the second step as well, read. So create and read is done. Now for the update part. So for the update, as we can see, we have this pencil icon here. If I click on it, it's going to load this data into this text field. So instead of create, I'm going to write update something, and then I'm just going to click on this update task button, and as soon as I do it, it's already written in here update something. And now the very last process, that is D for delete in the operation, in the CRUD operation, that is delete something. So as we can see this trash icon here, as soon as I click it, it's going to delete this thingy. So this is what we are going to build today in a full stack app. I hope you guys are excited. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, let's close this and then go here, and I'm going to create a new folder called full stack CRUD app YT. Okay, and now I'm going to go inside this folder, and in here I'm going to open my terminal using by typing cmd here. So now I will write mkdir, it's for make directory, and I'm going to make a directory called backend, and our backend directory should be here now. If I can show you guys, yeah, our backend directory is here. So let's create a React app and let's jump into right into it. So for creating a React app, I'm just going to write npx create React app, and we are going to call it front end. Okay, this will create a React app in this folder, and while it's doing its stuff, we can go inside and open this folder inside the VS Code. So I just right click and then click on open with VS Code, and my VS Code is here, as you guys can see. And I'm going to open my terminal inside VS Code, and I'm going to split this terminal into two parts. Okay, and the second part will be backend. So I will do cd backend. I browse to the backend. Okay, and in the first part we'll browse to the front end, cd front end. Okay, so in the backend terminal we are going to do npm init. Before doing npm init, I'll just going to go inside this backend folder and I'll just create a server.js file, server.js. Okay, now I will do npm init -y, and it will create a package.json file for us. Okay, our package.json file is created. Now I'm just going to rename this test to dev, and I'm just going to use nodemon. So I will write nodemon server.js. okay, and I will just capitalize the s here also. Okay, and now I'll just going to install the nodemon first. So to install nodemon, I'm going to do npm i-g nodemon. This will install nodemon globally for us, so we can access in any project. Okay, so the nodemon is created, installed. And now what we are going to do, we are going to need a few packages. First of all is express, so I will just write npm i express, and then we will use mongoose, and we will use .env, and we will use cors, and that's it for now. So this will install all these packages in our backend. Okay, looks like they are installed now. Course is here, .env is here, express is here, and mongoose is here. So let's go into our server.js file and let's do const express equals require express. Okay, const mongoose equal require mongoose. Okay, and then we will do require dot env and we will do dot config and evoke it, and then we will use our course. So let's do course const course equals to require course. Okay, and then we will do const app equals express and evoke it. Now what we are going to do, we are going to take a constant variable const port equals process dot env dot port, otherwise if it is not available in our env file, otherwise it's 5000. Okay, and then we will do app.use and we will enable express.json. Okay, and then we will do app.use course and evoke it. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to listen app.listen at port, and we will pass a callback function with a console log saying listening at we are going to do port like here, and then we are going to write it in caps, and this will be a template string, and remove this and just make it a template string. Okay, this should work now, and we will do app dot get, we will handle a get request, and we will do rec and res, and we will do res dot send the brave coders. Okay, that's it for now. So let's test our server if everything is working or not. So I will do npm run dev. We will run our dev script, and it's saying listening at port 5000. So if you visit port 5000, it should say brave coders. So localhost 5000, the brave coders, this is here guys. So our server is working, so let's keep continue. So for that we are going to go to MongoDB. So I will just go to mongodb.com, and then I will just click on sign in, and I already have created the account, so I will just do sign in with Google here. If you have not created, don't worry, just do sign in with Google, it will create the account automatically. And once your account is created, then you have to create a cluster, and once your cluster is ready, then you can connect it to your application. In my case, my cluster is ready. I have also created the user, and I have also allowed the network access, say, network access, and whitelisted my IP. So first of all, the very first step is that you should have a user. So database access, inside database access you will see we have a user, and the user is Atlas admin, the role of the user, and we can edit it or delete it or add a new user if we want. So you should have a user. If you don't have a user, please create a user by clicking on this menu and then set the password and then set the role. You can select the role from here, Atlas admin, return write to any database, whatever roles you like. You can create the user from here, and once your user is ready, then you can go to the network access, and in network access you can give your IP, or you can just give this one here to access, to allow write access from anywhere. Okay, so I can just go to add to IP address and then click on add current IP address. This will just add my current IP so that I can write from my current IP. But if my IP is changed, then it won't allow me accessing the database. So that's why I have used 000 so that I can include my IP, and I can just write from anywhere, from any IP, whatever IP it is. It doesn't matter. It will allow all IPs. Okay, so now click on the database and then click on connect and connect to your application, and then just going to copy this string here. So it's copied. Now I will go to the VS Code, and inside the VS Code, inside the backend here, I'm just going to create a new file called .env for storing our environment variable, and inside here we will store mongo URI equals that copied string, and we will also have port equals 5000. Okay, and then this one here we will provide the password for our user. For me it's my name and then 123. Whatever your password is, just provide it here, and then after this, before this what mark, we can name our database. So for our database I'm going to call it CRUD underscore DB. Okay, so it's CRUD DB. So our Mongo URI is ready, so let's try to connect to it. So to connect to it, what we are going to do, we are going to remove this code here. We don't need it. We are going to do mongos dot connect, and we are going to pass process dot env dot mongo URI, and we are going to say dot then we are going to pass a callback function. We will simply just log MongoDB connected, and we will catch for any error with catch function. So dot catch error and then log error. Okay, so if we restart our server, it's saying MongoDB connected. It means our connection is successful, everything is working so far. And now let's get started. So first of all, we are going to create a folder for routes. So for routes, I'm just going to create a folder called routes. Okay, and we will have a file inside here called task route. So I'll just write task route.js. In here, what we are going to do, we are going to extract router from express. Okay, so it was require express. We are getting express router, and then we are doing const router equals router. okay, like so. And then we are going to do router dot get, and we are going to do a get request for now, and then we are going to do get tasks. Okay, this is a function which we are going to create in a minute. So I will just first of all let me finish this file module.export equals router. We are exporting router from here. Okay, and now we are going to create a controller file. So let's create a folder called controllers, and inside here we are going to create task controllers.js. okay, in here what we are going to do, we need task model first. So let's go and create model folder. So let's go create models, and in here we are going to do task model.js. okay, and now what we are going to do, we are going to take mongoose equals require mongoose, and we are going to do const task schema equals new mongoose dot schema, and passing an object, and this object will contain task as a key, and this will be of type string. So type would be string, and required would be true. This will be a required property in our database. Okay, so I will do module dot export equals mongoose dot model, and we will call task this time, task, and pass in task schema. Okay, so our task schema is ready, or our task model is ready, as we can say. Okay, so let's go create inside task controller, let's go use it. So I will import const task model equals require dot slash models slash task model. Okay, now I will do module dot export dot get task equals an async function, and we will pass rec and res here, and we will just do const task equals await task model dot find. It will find all the tasks and return us, and we will do res dot send tasks. Okay, so all the tasks will be returned from here, and this function is being exported using module.export, and we are importing it in here. So we are going to import it here. So let's do const get task equals require controllers slash task controller. Okay, so let's test this out if it is working or not. So for now let's just comment this two line, and then we will do res dot send hi. Okay, and if we will visit localhost 5000 we should see hi. So let's go and reload this page, and it's saying cannot get, and it's because we are not using it, guys. So let's go to the server.js, and in server.js what we are going to do, we are going to import our routes. So after this config we are going to do const routes equals require route slash task route. Okay, and then in here what we are going to do, after connecting app.use routes, this should work now. Let's try to reload. Again we are getting cannot get. Okay, let me see what is going on here. So task route is here. Oh, it's slash get, not slash, that's why it was throwing error. We have to go to slash get. Now it will say hi. So this is working, guys. So let's uncomment what we have commented. So let's uncomment this line and then remove this line also, and then go back to server.js, and in server.js we are going to append it with API. So we will do something like slash API. So the URL will be slash API slash get, because we are using get here in route, we are using slash get, and we are appending slash API here, and then we are appending the routes. So the URL will be localhost 5000 slash API slash get. Okay, so if we will hit this URL we should return empty array for now, because it's returning the find method. Okay, so our get function is ready. So let's create our other functions. So let's create save function. So for creating save function I'm going to copy this. Okay, and this will not be an async function, so remove async here, and then we are going to remove this also, don't need anything. So we will do const, we will get task from request body equals to request dot body. We will get the task from here. Okay, and then we will do task model dot create for creating a new task, and I will just do task here, and then I can say dot then we will have data, and we can say, we can log this out, and we can say save successfully, and we can do res dot status of 201, meaning something is created. Okay, and then we will send whatever thing is created. Okay, just like that we will do a catch block, and in catch block we will have error, and we will log this error using console log error, and we will send res dot send, and we will send an object with error as error, and then message as something went wrong. Okay, this is what we will do if we are failed to create the task. Okay, so this is for our not get task. This should be called save task. So save task. Let's quickly create remove task and update task also. So let's first create update task. So I will just copy this function here, and I will say update task. We will have rake and res, and we will be taking task from request.body, that is correct, and we will be having an id which we will get from our params. So I will do const id equals request dot params. Okay, and then what we will do is we will do, instead of create, we are going to remove this part here, and we will do task model dot find by id and update here this function, and this function will take id as well as this function will take task. Okay, once this is done, then we can say dot then, and we will be having the data, you can say, but let's just keep it simple and just res dot send updated successfully. Okay, so let's quickly create one more function for delete. Okay, so let's call it module.export.delete task, and for delete we will be getting the id, not anything else, and this will be find by id and remove, find by id and delete. Okay, this function, and this will take an id, and this can say deleted successfully, and everything else will be same. So we have this 4 function, guys. First one is get task, then second one is save tasks, and then third one is update task, not s, and fourth one is delete task. So let's quickly export this all, import this all in the route. So delete task and then update task. Okay, looking awesome. Now for save task we will use router dot post function. Okay, and we will do slash save, and we will do save task. This should be singular also because we are saving only one task, not many. So let's make it singular, and we also need to make it singular over here. Okay, everything else is fine. Now for our update we will use put method. So put, it will take update as well as it will be having a dynamic id. So id will be our params, we will go in our params, update task. Okay, and then we will be having a router dot delete function. Okay, and this will be slash delete, and then slash, it will again have an id, and it will be calling delete task. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in the task route. So I think our backend is actually ready, so let's see if our front end is ready or not. So our front end is created, so let's jump into our front end and let's try making our front end now. So I'll just close everything, so it's here, and unexpand it and collapse it, I mean. And now just go to the src and then delete this file, delete test file, delete logo, report, setup, delete this. And now I will go here and remove web vitals and remove this from the bottom. And now I'll go in app, remove these two, and I will remove everything. I will remove just everything inside this folder and do RAFCE to create a React arrow based functional component. I'm using a AVS Code extension for that, which is called ES7 React Redux snippet. This one, ES7 React Redux React Native snippets. So this gives us cool snippets like RAFCE. Okay, so now our app component is ready. So I'll just remove everything inside this index.js, and I'm just going to paste a style inside index.js. This is not a styling video, so that's why I'm just pasting the style. The style is just a minimal style, as you can see, the title, text, line center, padding, all that good stuff. Okay, so this is the style I'm just going to use in here. So inside this app, let's run our server first using npm start and see what is on the screen. And in the MongoDB, we will click on browse collection, and I'm just going to delete any collection if we have. So we have 2 collections right now. I'm just going to remove this collection, and so that we can start from scratch. CRUD remove this collection. Okay, our MongoDB is blank right now. So let's go to our React app. It's saying app, no errors, so everything is working cool and right. So let's go and create our app. So first of all, with the markup, we are going to start with main tag, and inside main tag we will be having an h1 called title, and we will write CRUD operation. Okay, let's see CRUD operation. Okay, looking good. Now we will be having an input holder dot input holder, and inside this we will be having an input of type text, and we will be having a state for this input. So let's create a state const input. We are just basically binding our input to the React app. So I will just use state, and I'll just auto import it from React. Okay, so now we will do value equals input, and then we will do set on change event, and we will do set input event dot target dot value. Okay, this is what we are going to do in our input. And after our input we will be having a button, and it will be called add task. Okay, and this will be of type submit. Okay, now we will be having a UL, and in here we will be having a component called list. So for now just do list and something like this. Let's do something like this, and let's go create a folder called components, and inside here we will be having list.js, and in here I will do RAFCE again to create a React arrow based functional component, and I'll just do quickly import it from our folder components. Okay, by typing control plus space. Let's save it. The error should be gone now. So let's see. Yeah, we have beautiful input and a button, and we have a list. So let's style our list. Let's make our list component. So our list component will receive a couple of props. That is, first one is ID, second is task, third is update mode, and then fourth is set update UI. Let's make this one third and this one fourth. Okay, so we will be using icon library called React icon. So let's install React icon because we need icons in this file. So let's go to React icon, and in here I'm just going to copy this one here and just go to here, and inside the terminal, front-end terminal, I'm going to do this. Oh, it's not copied, so let me copy once again. And now let's do npm install React icons, and do npm start. Change this to li, change this div to li tag. Okay, and then what we are going to do is we are going to render the task here, and then we are going to have a div with class name icon holder, okay, and then we will be having two icons. First one is for edit, so bi edit alt, this one called. You can also search for it in React icons, but I'm not going to do search. I'm just going to copy paste here. So let's do, and I'm going to copy paste its import statement so that it don't error us out. Okay, let's try to save it. It's compiling, and it's saved. Let's see what we have. So we have this icon here. Since we are not passing any thing from here. So let's pass a task. So task equals something like so. Yeah, our app is looking okay right now. So let's go and target, give this a class name icon and give a class name icon, and in CSS we are going to target this icon. Let's go to CSS, target this icon and do cursor pointer, just this. Okay, there. Now cursor should be pointer on this. Okay, right. Okay, so let's try to read our data from our backend and try to display it on our front end. So to do that, we are going to go to the app component, and in app component what we are going to do is we are going to have a state called task and set task. So I'll just quickly copy this one here, and I'll just name it task and set task, and this will be an empty array by default, and we will use a use effect, and inside we'll auto import it. And then in here what we are going to do is we are going to create a folder called base URL. For base URL we are going to create a folder called utils. Okay, inside this utils I'm going to create a folder called constant.js, and in here we are going to create const base export const base URL equals, and this will be equals to a base URL of our API. That would be this localhost 5000/API. Okay, so let's go. We are also needing a package called Axios, so let's go install Axios. So close out terminal and then do npm iaxios Axios. Okay, this will install Axios for now. So Axios has been installed. Now let's do npm start again. Okay, so we will just do Axios. We need to import Axios. Import Axios from Axios, and we will do axios.get, and we will hit the base URL, import it from utils folder /get, and we will do dot, then it will return a response, and we will just for now log the response.data. We are logging. Okay, so let's try to see what we are getting in our console. So let's do inspect here, and in console we are getting an empty array. That's because we don't have any data in our MongoDB. So let's create a function to add our data in our MongoDB. So let's go back and let's go create add task. So const add task equals an arrow function, and it will take Axios dot post request, and we will hit again base URL slash save it was. Okay, then we will pass in our object as task, and then key will be task and value will be whatever inside our input. Okay, and then we can do dot then, and we will be having response, and we will do log res.data. We are logging it. Then we will set input to blank. Okay, then we will, yes, that's it. This should work now. So on click of this button, it should call on click, it should call add task. Okay, so let's try to add a task. So let's add a task. So let's try to send, and as we can see the response is here. We have this let's add a task and we have this ID. So the operation was successful, but we are not displaying it on our front end. To display it on our front end, what we can do is we need to do two stuff. First of all, what we need to do is we need to create a variable called const update UI. Set update UI equals use state false. Okay, by default its value is false, and this use effect will depend upon update UI. Whenever update UI changes, this use effect will rerun, and when it's rerun, what it's going to do is it's going to do set task, and it's going to set res.data as task. Okay, and in here what we are going to do is we are going to map through our data. So I will just write map, not map, task dot map a singular task, and we will return our list component. We will give it some stuff like key will be task dot underscore id. Okay, and then we will give it id, again task dot underscore id. Then we will give it task itself, task dot task. Then we will pass update mode, sorry, set update UI to set update UI. Okay, these stuff for now. So it's showing us our result, as you can see. So let's try adding one more thing, one more stuff. As soon as I add it, it's not showing on the front end. That's because we are not updating our update set update UI. So as soon as I am doing this, then I have to do set update UI, and we are going to take previous state, and we are going to say reverse of previous state. So whatever the previous state was, if it was true, then it would be false. If it was false, then it would be true. So let's try adding one more time. Third stuff, let's try, and then this is here guys, boom, this is here, this is working. So our update is, our create is working, and our read is working. Now it's time to make delete, and then we will make update. So to make stuff delete, what we are going to do is we are going to go back first of all inside the list component. Inside the list component we will be having a function called const remove task. Okay, then we will do axios dot delete. Okay, importing axios, auto importing axios here, and auto importing base URL slash remove slash we need to provide ID. So ID, this ID here, which we are passing from here, where it is, yeah, this ID. Okay, so this is done, URL part is done, and then what we can do, we can just do then, and we will be having a response, and we can just do something like this, log this response, and we can do set update UI, again previous state, and we will say not previous state. Okay, now on this trash icon, on click of this trash icon, we will call on click here and then pass it to remove task. Okay, so this should work now. If I'll just click on this one more stuff here, and it's saying request failed 404 bad request. Okay, so let me check out what is going on here. Let's go back to our backend, and inside the route let's open this file. This is called root delete, not remove. That's why it's not working. So let's go back, and inside this remove we'll just call it delete slash delete, and now it should work. Let's try reloading. Let's click on this one more stuff, and then this is gone, guys. Boom. So this is working. Our create, read and delete is working, just update is in pending now. So let's go and do make the update work as well. So to make update work, we are going to pass something called update mode. So we are going to pass it like so, update mode equals update mode, like this. Then what we are going to do is we are going to create a function in here called const update mode. And this function will accept an ID as well as new text, or you can say text, not new text, I mean the text of the list, we can say. It will be more clear when I'll just show you guys what it is working, how it is working. Let's console log this and then set input this text, and we will be having a set update ID, and we'll update it with our ID. We'll be having another state, guys, called set update ID. So let's go create a const update ID set update ID equals use state and null as a default. So if I'll just click on this button here, this pencil icon, it should autofill this input field with let's add a task. So let's try. Nope, it's got deleted. Actually I have just clicked it somewhere between here, so that's why it got deleted. So let's go, and then first of all we have to we are passing this update function, but we are not using it anywhere. So let's use it. And on click update UI, sorry, update mode. Okay, let's go and click on this here, and as soon as I do it, a component is changing. Okay, I know why it is not working. That's because we need to pass ID and text also. So to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to do something like this. Then we will pass ID and then task. Okay, now if I'll just reload this app, then you can see as soon as I click this third stuff is here, but the button is all only saying add task. The button should say update task. So to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to go back in the app.js, and where our button is, we are going to go to our button. Okay, and then we are going to do this, wrap this inside here, and in here wrap this. And now what we are going to do, we are going to say update id, if update id is here, then we are updating something, so it should say update task, otherwise it should say add task. Same thing will be on the up also, so I'll just write update id. If we have update id, then we should call a function called update task. Otherwise we will call add task. Okay, so let's create this function called update task quickly. So const update task, okay, that's it, and that's it for the button. And let's go create update task function. So we will use axios dot put this time for updating. Okay, and we will do base url slash update slash dollar update id, and then we will pass the new object with task as the input. Okay, and then we can say dot then. If this is done, then we will be having a response, and what we are going to do is log res.data. Okay, and then I will going to do set update UI to again previous state, not previous state. Okay, and once this is done, what we are going to do is set update id to null again. Okay, and set input to blank. Okay, this should work now, so let's try to do. Okay, it's saying update task this time. Okay, so update new task, I'm just going to write new task, and then click on this update task, and then this is new task now. And this is how we have successfully updated our UI, guys, updated our database. So if I'll just reload this page, it's also going to say new task. So yeah. it's new task. So we have done our CRUD operation, we have create, and we have done read, we have done update, we have done delete. So this is what we have done, guys. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please do like the video, and thank you so much for watching. I will meet you in the next one.